Hey, it's Liz. I am at the Luton Airport outside of London, and I'm getting ready to go fly to Barcelona so that I can do my crazy Dali adventure. So I've been living basically off juice and meat pockets. They're super delicious, or also pastries filled with cheese. But yeah, so I'm going to Barcelona, and the first thing I'm gonna do
Attention
is wait.
please, all remaining customers on EasyJet service 153 shortly departing for Inverness. This is your...
And then I'm going to Figueres for 2 days to see the Museu Dali and try to take pictures of my collages next to the original art. And the people at the museum already know that I'm coming. I've emailed them a bunch, or once or twice, and then I also contacted them on Instagram and tagged them a bunch. So we'll see what happens. I'm doing this because I would rather try to do this than apply for a bunch of bullshit jobs that I really don't want. Because what if this actually worked? What if I actually go there and I try to show them my collages and they're like, holy shit, these are amazing. We think that we want to give you an artist residency. The point is, yes, it's ludicrous, it is crazy, but no one else has tried it, so maybe it'll work. So after Figueres, I'm gonna go to Cadaqués, which is another spot that there are Dali museums, and he also used to live there and vacation there.
Departure to Bucharest, flight...
Well, I'm looking forward to sharing this adventure with you guys. I don't know what's gonna happen. I got my translator app this time. I'm not that good at Spanish, even though I got all A's. It's weird. But hopefully I'll remember to make videos all along the way so that I can tell you guys about how I pulled off this wicked awesome thing. Hey, what's up? It's Liz. I'm gonna talk about the time I took my collage art to the Dali Museum in Figueres, Spain, because that's the kind of stuff I do when I get to do whatever the hell I want. So this was when I first arrived. That very first night, I had went and got a sandwich and a beer and ate it at a table under the trees, under the stars. And then I walked to the museum, and my eyes started leaking because I could not believe that I went all the way there. So here it is the next morning. I automatically started using that screen to put my art up there because why not? You gotta go for the photo ops. When I first got there, I kind of circled around the building and took a bunch of videos and photos, kind of to be like, hey guys on the camera, like, don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt anything. I'm just gonna prop my paper up and take pictures. It's no big deal. Even though I did email them and let them know I was coming, they were probably like, who the hell is this lady and why is she trying to come here and do this? It's super weird, but weird is exactly what I'm all about, so I totally just did it. But I brought 17 collages there from the MF Dalí collection. Most of them were small. This was the biggest one because I was only using my little rolling carry-on suitcase, so I couldn't really fit the big ones in there. But I just had so much fun doing this, and definitely people were like, what is she doing? Well, that happens quite a bit because I'm always walking around with a fictional character and plopping it down. But this is one of my favorite scenes because how cool is that? The Dali characters on the screen with the Ring of Doom outside the museum. So freaking awesome. So this is when I'm getting ready to go inside, the last shop before I go in, and I'm just blown away. I made this collage that you'll see here on the plane on the way there because I had looked it up and I was like, okay, this collage is in there. I'm going to make a collage and make an epic photo op. And I'm so glad that I did because mine is a little bit smaller than the big one, but that's okay. One step at a time. My collages would look pretty sweet in large form if I scan them and like make them into a sticker or print them out or something, but one step at a time. This is the outside courtyard area. One of my favorite collages for sure. But, I mean, look at this place. How cool is it to be able to design your whole museum? Dali actually died here and is buried here. So, in that room with the big collage. But we'll be back there later for the later photo op. But, I mean, look at all this stuff. The rooms are like red velvet on the walls. Here's a bunch of stuff that he made with gold. That's what you can do if you just keep working towards your goals. All of a sudden you can work with gold instead of paper. But I really like working with paper, so we'll see. I do have some gold paper, so we'll see what happens with that. But this is like underneath, down in the basement. Photo op. I made some collages with that Avita dollars one later. But this room was totally cool. And you know that the Ring of Doom was in here because he was with me the whole time. And I made a collage with that one, which I made into a stop motion animation. I did that later. But this room totally amazes me. I really like it. And I made a collage of it, which you'll see. And I'm definitely trying to make my own 3D face like this. I have moss waiting for hair. So we'll see how long it takes me to do that. These days I'm not making as much art as I used to because I'm trying to promote it all on social media, because that's what you gotta do now to be an artist. You gotta like do all the things. So I'm working on it. This is one of my favorite shots from the whole time. I like waited it out until no one was in there so that I could just walk right up and get this amazing shot. Boom. So freaking cool. Love this place. I've got some supplies on deck to make my own version of this out of nature stuff. Like I have a bunch of moss that I'm going to use as hair. But, you know, I've got so many ideas. I'm still trying to flesh them all out. But this is one of my favorite photo ops. I'm pretty sure that's not the real painting. But who cares? It's just such an impressive museum, and everything in it is like, whoa. And collage. That was one of the first ones I did, so I didn't really remix it as much as I did some of the later ones. But, you know, with everything we do, we improve. And then one day you can make art out of lights like this. So sweet. But, I mean, look at this room. It's in one of the basements or side areas of it. I just love it. And this took like 2.5 minutes. You like put a euro in the machine and it expands to be really big. But since I was drinking so much coffee, the sped up version of it is like moves way too much to be awesome. But there was a lady in there, the guide, and she was like really excited for me to do it, and she showed me a bunch of cool stuff. So even though you know, we had a language barrier, we were still able to both get across the point that we were both super excited to be there and that the art was totally awesome. So it was an overall great experience. So glad I did it. Here's another shot of the Mie, aka Millet Angeles collage that I did. In my version, they're facing away from each other because they're just on their phones all the time instead of being pious or whatever. Now we are pious to our technology. But if you're going to have a stairwell, you may as well have it look like this. You know what I mean? These collages or these paintings are made with, it's like all a bunch of pictures of rocks, which I really like that idea, that whole collection. It totally rocks. And there's just so much detail. Like every corner of every corner of the museum is filled with something awesome. So this is like the watercolor collection, which I have cut up some of the watercolors. It's pretty fun. But I mean, look at this. How cool is that? It's like a freaking castle. Love it. Here we are on the stairwell again. Propping up my art in there. That one's called like Still Life in something, but it's a little bit different now. And that's the square where I first arrived. But I know I'll be back here again someday. It's just such a cool spot to be, and I would love to be able to design my own place like this, because it would be totally weird and awesome, and one step at a time. Right now I do it in cardboard boxes. So if I can do it in a cardboard box, I can do it in a giant building. But here's another one where you put some money in the machine and it starts moving. I like how it turned into like a selfie. Always got my freaking Elton John sunglasses on my head, because I'm still standing like a tiny dancer with my candle in the wind, even though Benny and his jets keep trying to make me say goodbye to the yellow brick road. And here's another one that I've cut up, the lady with the bread on her head. Shout out to bread. It's so multi-purpose and delicious. Here's another shot of that big room. But another moving piece of art that he did. But I really loved being able to just like bring the Ring of Doom in here and have him go on an adventure. I was gonna just set it to music, but the story behind this is just so funny that I had to do it. But when I was getting ready to lay my collages out on Dali's grave in there, and this lady was having a tour, and she was like, I don't know what this lady's doing. And I was like, well, I don't know either, but it's totally awesome. But that is where Dali is buried, right there. So that was like me being like, is this okay if I cut up your art? Do you mind? And I don't think he minds at all, because seriously, the stuff I've been making since then is just absolutely amazing. I finally cut up this one with Abraham Lincoln on it and made it into some trippy ass art, because that's what I do. But one last photo op with the Ring of Doom. I just kept coming back into this room because, I mean, why wouldn't you? Look at it. And here I am at the end. So one last photo op, unintentional selfie. Boom. Thanks for watching. And P.S. I love you from the epic photo op at the Dublin airport during my layover. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you.